up, you guys? My name is CyberLife, and welcome back to LEGO Arts. In the last episode, we did a showcase of LEGO Spider-Man minifigures, so now this time, after getting into contact with CyberLife, we have now officially been able to release a showcase of my custom LEGO, Detroit Become Human minifigures. I've been working on these guys for a while now, ever since I completed, the full game. If you want to check out the Let's Play, go ahead and check it out on the channel, and all, but for obvious reasons, I didn't do all the minifigures, just because that would take me forever. But I did, some of the main important ones. So we have Connor in his RK-800 detective suit, Lieutenant Hank Anderson in the first suit that we see him in, and Cara in her suit, in her clothes after the Zlaco incident, Alice, also in her clothes from Zlaco, Marcus in his final outfit, and North in her midway outfits. I don't know, what to call it, but it's the outfit that she wears, halfway towards the game. So, as you guys know the whole process and drill, we are going to take these minifigures one at a time, do a review on them, explain, my whole process to them, and we'll go from there. So, let's get the show on the road. So, to start things off, of course, we have Connor, the android sent by CyberLife, or in this case, the minifigure sent by CyberLife. And for the decals as you can see, for the decals on this one, I tried to get his suit, as close as to the actual one in the game. I had to, get a couple of photos from gameplay, and also look at, the official cosplay suits to sort of, act as reference. And this is actually the first decal I've ever used, a combination of Drawcast and Photoshop. I really decided to really put some effort into it, especially with the words, you can kind of see he has RK-800 on the jacket. You can't really see, the serial number or, the Made in Detroit, but the rest of it is Made in Detroit, sent by CyberLife. And of course we got, the Android on the back, RK-800 on the back, and also adding, some detailing, for, the front and the back. It was a little difficult to do it on Drawcast, but what I did, it was to make it perfectly even. I did one side, I worked on one side of the jacket, then I mirrored it, to match on the other side, and it was oh, perfect. It was difficult of getting it in position, but once I got it done, it was perfect. This minifigure is done. And of course, he's got the band thing that androids wear on, the sides. Not really a lot to go on for the legs. They're just merely painted black. I can kind of move them, but at the same time I can't. The hairpiece was a little difficult to choose from. I had an option between choosing either this, or maybe the one for Superman. For a Superman minifigure. But I decided to go with this one. I originally was going to use it for a Spider-Man minifigure, but I thought he looked too much like royalty with the hairpiece. So I was like, you know what? Let's not do that. Alright, and of course, he's got his little LED lights, and the head. If you recognize the head, this is actually the minifigure, your headpiece that was used for Tron. I took it from Rinsler, because I wanted to change that a little bit, and I finally decided, let's use this for Connor, because it's the closest headpiece that I had to really match of Connor's facial expressions. And plus with this series, I really wanted to focus more on having, regular heads. Tried to use, as less decals as I possibly could. So, in general, I think this minifigure came out pretty good. I'm really satisfied with it, and I can't wait to solve crimes with this guy. Now then, speaking of solving crimes, let's move on to our partner. And of course, when mentioning partner, is our next minifigure, Lieutenant Hank Anderson. This guy was pretty fun to make as well. A little simple, but at the same time, a little tricky. When making this minifigure, one of the difficulties with Detroit Become Human was figuring out the outfits. I finally settled down for this one, because it seems to be, his most iconic one. Him in a striped suit. I tried to blend in, the jackets with the actual paint as much as I could, but when printing it off, it didn't come out right. In general, though, it's not too big of a deal. The shirt was a little difficult. It was a little difficult to make. I really had to look at a lot of photos to, get the right designs, to make sure everything was okay, especially for the stripe pattern and, the little greens down there. You can't really see it that well that well, but it was pretty difficult in general to work with. The headpiece, I took this from a Ronin minifigure that I had lying around. I was originally just gonna leave it as it was, but I decided sorry Ronin, but Detroit is way more important than you. Ooh. And of course he's got like simple black legs. His face, his headpiece, this was actually the original headpiece for John Constantine. I chose to go with this one because it was about like the closest I could find to around Hank Anderson's. I took like a really small brush to paint up the beard, and to paint over the beard and the eyebrows, make them gray to match them up as I possibly could. It kind of works, but at the same time, I think I could add on an extra coat of paint. But in general, I don't know, when I'm looking at this guy, it looks pretty satisfying. Satisfied to me. And I hope you guys are satisfied with this too, so we can solve crimes together. Now then, let's move on to the next line of CyberLife minifigures. Next up on our list is AX400, aka Cara, in her final outfits for her. Picking out like a specific outfit for her wasn't really difficult. I really wanted to go with this one. Just to to really match up with the game. Plus, out of all the outfits, I think this one's her more iconic outfit. This is the one people recognize her in most. And unlike the other two, this one is actually completely hand painted. As you can see, like the acrylic on the back. This is supposed to be like her little bag, and like towards her lower waist. And it's on the front of the suit. I tried to use two different blues to sort of match up of like how the jacket was designed. Got the inside of like her orange coat. And making this was a little difficult, especially for the arms, because the way of how the arms were, the fabric of the sleeves, they're designed for like they blend in together at one point. So getting it to like get as close to blending in as I could was a little difficult, but I think I got it to like close enough to where it could pass off. Of course, got the standard black legs. And actually, these were just like regular legs that I had, but I painted black. The hairpiece, I really chose to go with this one because it's like the closest to the one on the game. Color-wise, was a little difficult to like fully determine, and since she has like 4 different options, it was like, ooh, which one should I go with? But I decided to go with the blonde, because I feel like that one's the more iconic one. Iconic ones that people see as like, oh, that's the one that people recognize in as most. The headpiece, I won't lie, I kind of wish I had a different headpiece, but this one was the only one that I had closest to what Carl would look like. As you know me in the past, so when it comes to like headpieces for like, it's the head I want, but not the color I want, I tried to paint around it, and this one was no exception. Painting it was very difficult. I had to get like one of the smallest brushes I had, and carefully paint around the eyebrows, the eyes, and the lips. So once I got that done, though, I know everything looked fine in general. I don't know, but again, like, I kind of wish that I had a different headpiece, but this one was the closest one I had to really match up for what Carl would look like in the game. Anyway, but in general, I really like this minifigure, and I hope you guys like it too. So then, let's move on to our next minifigure. Next up on our list is Alice in her last outfits. Alice is probably one of the few characters in the game, aside from Connor, who has like very little outfits. She does very little costume changes, and so it was pretty easy to figure out like what outfit to choose for her. And plus, her clothes were pretty simple, though as you could tell, like from the paint job that I did, it wasn't exactly clean as well. The acrylic that I was working in, it's very, I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like gooey and very much liquid at the same time. Like in some of these figures like this, and for North, I had to apply multiple coats to get it on, but it was very gooey as well. Like some of the paints that I used. You can't really see underneath, but of course, like the pattern continues on underneath her shirt. She's got short leg. Of course, she's got like the classic short legs with the short feet. Which, side note, for Lego making in the future, I'm probably gonna do very little on short minifigures because I'm now on a shortage of short legs. So for future reference, just know that there are probably gonna be very few minifigures with short legs for the time being. But anyways, Anyways, back to the minifigure at hand. The hairpiece, of course, like, is the pull back into a bow tie. Not bow tie. Ponytail. Whoopsie. Sorry, I don't have any chai today, so... Oh, I'm kind of running weird, a little weird today. This was, of course, back to the ponytail hairpiece that I had with the minifigure that I got for this one. The headpiece, it was a little tricky painting this one. Because for the face, it, of course, was a little girl's face, but it also had, like, some glasses on. So, I had to paint over those glasses, but paint around the eyes and the eyebrows and the mouth. So, that was a little bit difficult, but I finally got it in the end. And this was the last minifigure to make, because I was in debate of how to do this one. Especially for, of course, she's got, like, her jacket that she wears. She wears her vest jacket that she wore during, like, the final part of the game. It was a little difficult of, like, trying to figure out what to do with this one, because I had two options. I had either A, just regular black paint over it and stuff, or B, to do, like, molding clay. So I decided to go B, because I'm a sucker for when it comes to 3D elements. And this was the first custom, like, hood that I had, like, lowered down that was an actual hood. When I did Organization 13, those guys didn't really have much of hoods. But this one, it was an actual hood. And as soon as I finished it, it was like, I can't touch it. I can't touch it. It's too perfect. Perfect. So this is probably the most I've ever put in, like, a child's minifigure. So it was a lot of fun to make, and I hope you guys are satisfied with it. Now then, let's move on to our next minifigure. Next up on our list is RK200, aka Robo-Jesus, aka Marcus. This one was the third minifigure that I finished up, and also, hang on, yeah, there we go, I had to clean his face. But this was also one of the other, like, completely hand-painted minifigures that I did for this showcase. I won't lie, looking at this guy, it was pretty difficult to make. I chose to go with this outfit because I felt like this really suited for Marcus. As you can tell, like, my hand painting is not at all impressive. Like, the little symbol that's supposed to be on the shoulder, as you can see, it could have been better. I wish I was way more of a talented artist than that. For the back, I originally thought that this whole back part of here was white, but then after looking at some other, like, gameplay footage, I then realized, like, oh, it's black. Okay, so I'll fix that. It's not white, it's black. Here, as you can see, like, little black highlights. It's at the bottom, the trench coat, white highlights near the top. These are supposed to be the numbers on it. I think it was supposed to be, like, 8-1, I think that's supposed to be a 6-4. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I tried to get it as close as I could to what it's supposed to be. Of course, these got, like, the boots, and, like, the series of zippers around it. The headpiece, it was a little tricky of finding a headpiece that I found suitable for Marcus, but after going through, like, my bin of Legos, I found one that suited pretty well, but again, it was in the wrong skin tone, so I had to fix that. But once that was done, I thought it was, like, golden. And I almost thought about doing, like, some kind of hairpiece for Marcus, I guess, but I decided, like, you know what? Let's be more accurate to the game and just have it the way it's supposed to look and the way it's supposed to what it's supposed to be like. There's way more detailing, like, on the actual suit if you look at some photos of Marcus, but I'm not that skilled, and the way how I usually make these minifigures, I don't want to mess anything up. So in general, this was, like, the final product, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. So, in general, let's just wrap this video up with our final minifigure. And last up on our line of Detroit Become Human minifigures is North. In her like, protesting peacefully outfit. This one was actually one of the first outfits I've seen. And, like, before you go, like, if you watch my videos on Detroit Become Human and go, like, wait, she was in a different outfit when you first saw her. I know, but that's in, like, the video game speaking. In real life speaking, this was, like, the first outfit I saw her in, like, a quiz for, like, what Detroit Become Human character you were when Jacksepticeye did it. So when I saw that, I was like, ooh, that's a pretty cool outfit. So I chose to go with this one. This one, it was a little difficult, but at the same time, pretty easy to make as well. I did have to look at a lot of outfits for when doing the torso, because as this is the third minifigure I had to do for decals. I had to look at the torso, like front and back. It was really hard to get like a good screenshot of what like her actual outfit looks like. But when I finally got it right, it was like perfect. Now I have something to work off of. She's got like her red boots underneath. Got like a little bit of a red sleeve. More of a shoulder painting here. One of her completely black painted arm. Don't drop the minifigure. Sorry, North. And of course, I chose to go. Sorry, I'm adjusting my arm. I chose to give her an aggressive face, because it really suited like Nort's personality, and of course got like some molding clay to represent like her hair, or like some of the hair that sticks out of underneath her beanie. Which, speaking of which, I really wanted to do this one because I finally had an excuse to give this headpiece, like, to do something with it. This came from a Millennium Falcon set that I got like that my dad got last year. And so like with one of the minifigures, I wasn't using it for anything else, so I was like, ooh. And I kept trying to figure out like, what can I use this kind of headpiece for? And finally, when this rolled around, I was like, ooh, that beanie actually looks like it can work. So I chose to go with this. I chose to go with it, and it actually looks pretty cool. I think like out of all the Detroit minifigures, this one's headpiece is my favorite out of all of it. Because it's a combination between an actual Lego piece along with some, like, my own design. So, this was a pretty cool headpiece. Alrighty, now let's begin to wrap this video up. And that does it for this episode of Lego Arts. I literally have no idea what the next episode will be about, but I'll figure out something pretty soon. And, if you're wondering about, am I gonna make some more Detroit minifigures? Maybe the rest of, like, some of the main characters, like Luther, Josh, Simon, and then maybe Jerry. Alright, I'll probably do those guys, but minifigures such as Gavin and Amanda, not gonna do them. I'm not gonna do any of those douches. I'm sorry if people like those guys, but I honestly don't want to do that. Don't want to do those. And I almost considered of doing, like, RK900, but I'm honestly not really interested in that. Plus, that would just be a torso piece for Connor. But, if you guys are interested in doing something like that, then you can check out the official Cyber Snowwolf Arts DeviantArt page located on DeviantArt. I'll include a link to the website in the description below. The decals are available for use, but only if you give me credit. It's only if you give the proper owner credits. Otherwise there will be some problems. But if you guys want to check out the websites just to see like some other fan art that I've done, then you can check out in the link description below. Check out my Twitch stream from there, and check out my Detroit I Become Human full Let's Play series. So let me know in the future if you want to see some more Detroit Become Human minifigures, and I'll get on it. Oh, and before I sign off, I'm almost finished with Bendy and the Ink Machine Wave 4. I need to do some final touches, then I'll be done there. And I am considering of doing another Kingdom Hearts project, but I don't know who to do at the moment. I might do Kingdom Hearts 3, but I think I might do that later, closer around to like the release date. So, if you guys have like any ideas as to who I can make next, feel free to comment below as to who could be in the next showcase video, for Kingdom Hearts. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, comment below what you think, share this to your friends, subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, and peace out for the road. Ow! Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time when the ice moon rises.